Acne scars are the worst. Not only do you have to suffer through actual acne itself, but now you're left to deal with the scars and the marks they leave behind. Everybody gets them, we all hate them. Today on the Korean Beauty Show podcast, we're talking the best Korean beauty products for fading acne scars, pronto. Welcome to the Korean Beauty Show, where we're talking all things Korean skincare, makeup, and more. If you want to learn about the hottest trending products and ingredients straight from South Korea, then this is the podcast for you. Each week, we'll be diving in to take a look at the latest trends, as well as all the tips and tricks you need to perfect your K-beauty routine. I'm your host, Lauren Lee, professional K-beauty expert and founder of Korean beauty platform Style Story. If you want to say goodbye to acne scars quicker, then stick around because on today's episode, I'm running through my top tips and tricks, as well as the best K-beauty products to send acne scars on their way ASAP. But first, if we haven't already met, then I'm going to quickly introduce myself. My name is Lauren Lee, and I'm a long-term resident of Seoul, South Korea. I'm also the founder of Korean beauty platform Style Story. So today's show is brought to you by the brand new Jellicoe Bubble Tea Steam Cream, the deliciously creamy moisturizer that is a drink for your skin. Save 10% off your Jellicoe Bubble Tea Steam Cream with code PODCAST. Jump over to stylestory.com.au where bubble tea is now being served. So guys, today I'm going to be talking about one of my old nemesis, acne scarring. That is a really common problem for a lot of people. And there are a couple of different types of them. So the types that I'm going to run through mainly today are the types of acne scarring that leave you with a pigmentation mark behind. So by that I mean the red marks, the dark marks that stick around for seemingly ages after you've had a breakout. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about the really deep pitted scars that are also often part and parcel with things like cystic acne. And that's just because there really is a limit to the kind of results that you can achieve through skincare products on those kind of deep, severe scarring. So if there's any interest in exploring the methods, I guess, and how you can get rid of some of that really deep acne scarring, let me know. Come and find me on Instagram. My handle is @lauren.kbeauty, and we can look at exploring that in another episode if there are enough people that are interested in it. But for today, what I'm really going to be focusing on is those red marks, the dark marks that are left over, because that's the kind of thing that Korean beauty products in particular are perfect for targeting. So acne scars are obviously caused by inflamed lesions that form on the skin. Basically what happens is that the pore swells and it causes a break in the follicle wall. And if the rupture occurs near our skin's surface, then the lesion is usually pretty minor and it heals quickly. But if it is more serious than that, then what happens is it spills over onto the dermis and destroys healthy skin tissues. So although the skin, we know it does work to repair itself, but the finished repair job is never quite the same as before the injury. And that's where we get the evidence of an acne scar. So depending on the type of acne and the severity of the acne, there are lots of different types of acne, then the kind of scarring that will be left behind will be different. But if you have some marks left over, then I'm going to run through some of my favorite ingredients for fading acne scars. Basically, there are a whole range of different beauty ingredients, particularly in K-beauty products, that are designed to fade these kind of scars more quickly. So the first one that I'm going to run through is vitamin C. So this is not unique to K-beauty, obviously. It has heaps of great benefits for the skin, including improvement in active breakouts, as well as increased collagen production. And it also provides the skin with a brightening effect. And that is the thing that can reduce and improve the appearance of these post-acne marks. The technical term for them is post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Some people refer to them as PIH, but that is basically just a really long-winded way of saying the acne marks left over after you have a pimple. So vitamin C, it's a really, really great solid ingredient. Now, the thing is, if you have just had a breakout, your skin may not be in its best condition. And by that, I mean, it may not be as fortified and your barrier may not be as strong as it normally is. So in that case, rather than going out and buying the highest strength vitamin C serum you can see on the market, my suggestion would be to opt for something a little bit more gentle. And by gentle, anything under 5% or under should be okay to use. But if your skin is damaged, if it's sensitive, if it is reactive, please, please, please do not go and buy like a 20%, 30% vitamin C serum. That's just gonna really cause some stinging and it's not going to be very pleasant and you probably won't continue using it. You can get great results from vitamin C at lower concentrations than that. I know that the trend with skincare products these days is to have like 14% niacinamide, like really, really high percentages. But a lot of the brands that are making and coming out with these products don't actually have any data to back up why they're using so much more of the ingredient than the studies have shown that, you know, works, the minimum amounts that work. I think it is just often a marketing tactic, you know, to be able to say we've got these really high percentages. But vitamin C is one that if you do have a compromised skin barrier, going for a stronger dose is definitely not necessarily going to be better for your skin. So that's just my little rant over and on to the second ingredient, which is niacinamide. So this is a form of vitamin B3 and it does work really well for overall brightening, including reducing the appearance of uneven skin tone, redness, and then obviously pimples. And niacinamide is also a really great ingredient for pore care too. So that's just a really good ingredient to incorporate in your routine. Now, the thing with niacinamide is it is in many, many, many K-beauty products. And the most common percentage that I see is 2%. So if you are layering a lot of different Korean beauty products in your routine, you are probably already getting quite a decent hit of niacinamide, and you probably then don't need to go out and buy a specialized, you know, 580% niacinamide serum from another brand. You're probably going to be fine. Studies that I have read have shown that niacinamide is effective in as low a dosage as 2%. So, you know, if you're combining multiple different products with niacinamide in it, you're probably fine for K-beauty. So that's just my little tip to maybe save you some money. Now, the next ingredient is a K-beauty favorite, and that is snail secretion filtrate. So this is a really popular ingredient among K-beauty fans, and that's because the snail secretion filtrate contains skin-friendly antioxidants, proteins, elastin, and glycolic acids naturally. So this is not added to the formula. This is just naturally what is in snail mucin itself. So it can be really helpful for breakouts, uneven skin tone, and acne scarring. So some of the brands that I know are making really nice snail products at the moment are CosRx, Mizon, and Apple B. So they might be ones to check out. Another ingredient that is coming up, it's becoming a lot more popular in K-beauty especially, is glutathione. So this is an antioxidant and it has the ability to brighten and even out your skin tone, and it can also help treat acne directly and reduce the number of scars as well as the marks caused by acne. So that is an ingredient to look out for if you are on the hunt for something like that. Now, before I get into my next round of tips, I'm going to quickly read out one of the lovely reviews that was left for the podcast. And this is from Phil with 2 L's. And he says, excellent info for a K-beauty newbie. How did I miss finding out about K-beauty till now? I'm not sure, Phil. How did you? Ready to dive in head first at the deep end of the pool that is K-beauty and can't swim? This podcast is your Bondi Rescue lifesaver. I love that. Awesome info to get you started, explained in a way that's easily digested and totally binge-worthy. I discovered the pod only a few days ago and have devoured the backlog and look forward to next week's episode. Thank you, Lauren. Great job. Oh my God. Guys, please don't listen to my voice all at once. I feel like that would be really way too much. But thank you so much, Phil, for your review. Love the little reference to Bondi Rescue in there. And I also would love for anyone that hasn't already left a review, please feel free to leave one on Apple iTunes, because it does help other people find us and it can help us in the rankings as well. All right, so on to the best products for fading your acne scars. So these are some of my top K-beauty picks to fade acne scars. Now, the first one is a little bit of a trick one, because this is actually falling into the category of prevention is better than a cure. So Subi Perfect Pimple Patch tackles breakouts quickly and painlessly with as minimal scarring as possible. And this is why. Often when we have a spot, we can be really, really tempted to touch it, pick at it, and all those sort of things, and maybe even squeeze it. And that is literally the worst thing that you can do in terms of acne scarring, because you can actually make the infection worse, you can make it spread, all these sort of things. So to try and stop yourself, if nothing else, from picking at the spot, I find pimple patches so handy, because it just draws my attention away from it and I stop fixating on it. As soon as I can see that little mountain or hill appearing, it's just like you zoom in on it and just cannot see anything else. So I find pimple patches super helpful for that. Plus they also just help the life cycle of the pimple to be greatly reduced. It just makes everything a hell of a lot cleaner, easier, and quicker. So that is my first tip for helping to fade acne marks, is try and avoid getting really big ones in the first place. And Subi Perfect Pimple Patches are perfect for that. So that's my first product. The second one is CosRx's AC Collection Ultimate Spot Cream. So this is a spot treatment, and effectively what it does is dry out the visible acne overnight, and it uses a blend. I think they've given it a fancy name, but basically what it is zinc oxide, calamine, centella, and then aloe. So that's a really great one if you're looking for something to actually put on the spot, and it can really take the sting out of those marks left over as well. So that's a good one. Now, for your acids, now obviously the reason we would be using an acid to help with our scarring is because we want to try to assist any dead skin cells on the surface of the skin to be cleared out, and that helps smooth and refresh the skin. And this can actually help with the appearance of those marks as well. So two products that I would recommend. The first one is Calm Leaves AHA Green Tea Peeling Liquid. I think I've mentioned this one before. I'm really loving it as a dupe for the Alpha H. Well, not a dupe so much as just a product that you can swap for it if you're looking to save a little bit of money in your routine. And then the second one is CosRx's Poreless Power Liquid. And why this one is good is because it's a nice gentle one. So it can help promote the cell turnover and brighter skin, but it's not one of these really, really strong acids that's going to blast your skin off, which is good if your skin is still in that healing stage. So vitamin C serums, I've already mentioned. Now there are so many K-beauty vitamin C serums on the market at the moment. OMG. I'm not going to go through all of them, but Applebee has one, Purito has one, Some By Me has one. Basically, the only thing to watch is your percentage. As I mentioned before, make sure you choose the appropriate strength. And then Applebee has a glutathione ampoule serum as well, which is a good one to have a look at. For your moisturizer, now Tosawoong's Spot Whitening VitaClinic Cream. I love this for PIH and pigmentation because it's packed full of sea buckthorn fruit extracts. Has a really beautiful texture, so that's a good one to take a look at. And then last but not least, for your sleeping mask, Maison's Goodnight White Sleeping Mask is a really popular product, and this one can really help with those kind of marks. You basically put it on overnight, and then when you wake up in the morning, your skin does look significantly just more refreshed and brighter. So they are my top tips, my top products if you are dealing with acne scars and marks. What I'm going to do is pop all of these and the links to them in the show notes today. So if you are looking for any of the products that I've mentioned in today's episode, they will be available at thekoreanbeautyshow.com. So you can go and check them out. So that is all for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will love to talk to you again next week. We are dropping episodes every Tuesday. So until next time, I'll talk to you then.